There's a lot of ways would start this, but I want to ask you about Rui Hachimura and the performance he put in tonight. How big was that for you guys?
It was huge. It's growing up right in front of our eyes. Sometimes even I'm the big culprit of this. Sometimes I want these guys to be 27 right now and four seasons of playoff experience. But you get it by going through it. You get your first game in the playoffs by going through it. You get your first situation being down 0-2 by going through it. And today we were 0-3 going into this. So, but he was a big part of us on both ends of the floor. He's a multi defender. He can guard many different types of players. And I thought defensively we need his rebounds. We can't just rely on our point guard getting rebounds. But he was good on guarding. He was good on making shots. He had a big three and had a big defensive possession, not too far from one another.
And you were asked before the game about sending Ben Simmons to the free throw line, and it worked for you guys tonight. What went into that decision?
Well, we were trying to actually do it the other night, and we struggled doing it. It's on me, but we made sure, and then we actually struggled twice tonight. If not 3 times in the first half as well. I thought we did a good job of boxing out. That's been, that's always an issue with us at the free throw line. But if you're going to miss them, we can't let them get the rebound. And I thought that was some big plays, and then Russell's foul on him. That's how you foul. No freaking layups. That's what it's about. And but everybody, this is a big game for us. We didn't want to go down and only play 4 games in our first playoff experience for a lot of guys.
Fred.
Hey, Scott. I know a big thing with you guys is trying to make sure Rui comes out with a lot of intensity on kind of a game-ly basis. He seemed to really have that, especially in the second half. When he has it going in terms of his energy like that, what do you find spurs him? Where does that come from?
We're all trying to figure things out with Rui and with everybody. This has been a season of figuring it out on the fly at times. But when Rui gets that gear, that's what we need. He's had it. It's been, choppy at times through some of his unfortunate injuries and safety protocol, and he seems to ramp up, and then something unfortunate takes place. But he's in a good place. I thought the last couple of games he's been really our guy that's making threes. And like I said, he hit the biggest one of the night of his 3.
Yeah, and speaking of that, he hasn't been taking a ton of shots during this series, but he's made them at a good rate, specifically jump shots. Do you feel like the 3-pointer is farther along now than it was even at the beginning of the season?
No, absolutely. And the confidence level. It's one thing to shoot him, but you gotta see him go through, especially a young player. But yeah, Russell can miss 10 in a row and he thinks he's going to make the next one. Brad can miss the same thing. He thinks he's going to miss the next one. Make the next one. With Rui, he's really, he's getting confident in it. Next year it's going to be even more. But it's just, game by game, to him making shots in the playoffs, that's a huge boost of his confidence. And I have it. I think his follow through has been much better. His release is the angle that the ball goes in the basket gives it a better chance. But I think everything's starting to come together. He's still not, behind picks and step backs and all that, but at catch and shoot, I feel very confident he can make those shots.
Ava.
Scott, it seemed when you first had to put Robin in early there after Daniel and Alex picked up 2 fouls that things might have been a little tense, but obviously Robin came in and kind of just calmed everything down. But what was going through your head when your first 2 guys pick up 2 quick fouls and you got to go to Robin early?
Well, making decisions are always, there's always the ebbs and flows of every decision you make. And the thing that I did not want to happen is start gaffing, he gets 2 quick fouls. And unfortunately that happened. And that's the thing that we've been trying to work with him. He's had, some opportunities to get away from those, and he's learning. But that's why we've had, we've worked all 3 all year long, and they've all helped in their own way. And Rollo gives us a steady hand. He's just consistent with his, his hook shot it's almost, I say it's hook-o-matic. It's always right there, and he's making it. He doesn't, I'm faster than him, but he knows how to use his body and positioning, and his speed is a good speed for us. We're used to that now, and Russell sees it, and our guys see it. But I thought his minutes in the first half, he gave us a chance to win this game. And then Gaff came back in the second half. He kind of relaxed, and like a lot of young players do in their first start in a playoff game. But I like the fact that we're all going through these experiences firsthand, and every young team, every young player has to go through a playoff first time, and these guys are done with that. Now it's just keep improving.
Matt Paris.
Hey, Scott, obviously you never want to see an injury, but when Embiid goes out, what did you make of the way your guys has kind of capitalized on that, or, you made a run after he went out?
No, we just wanted to play. We wanted to play our way of playing. We feel that we have opportunities. We have opportunities to attack, and this is the way we play. Sometimes I tell the guys, sometimes I don't know how we're going to win this game. We haven't shot the ball well, and DB had a good shooting game going, and he got injured. But we got to just do it with just inspiring effort and celebrate each other's great plays and hustle plays, and that's what we did tonight. We got to the free throw line. We were timely in our fouls. We're good in our stops. A couple of things we could have done better on our closeouts on 3-point shooters, but it was, I wasn't focused on their injuries. We've had enough things to worry about here. It's the last thing I worry about other teams. We just have to play our game.
And is Bertans, what can you say about Bertans' injury? And is this the same leg that was bothering him early on with the catcher?
I don't know. They told me, but my mind was racing. A thousand things were going through my mind. They told me it was his calf, but I don't know which one as of right now. Maybe it is the right one. Yeah, right calf. Don't know what that all means. Hope for the best. I'm assuming. I'm not. I don't know. Just hope for the best.
DA.
Scott, what is your level of concern? Will we continue to see these fan incidents like we had another one here tonight?
Well, I think it's actually embarrassing for all those fans that do that. NBA has great fans. I've played in Philadelphia. They have great fans, and they have one knucklehead that decided to throw popcorn. Boston has great fans. They had one knuckle decided to throw a water bottle. New York has great fans. I played there. I played in Boston, but I got cut after they traded me. So New York has great fans. One knucklehead decided to spit on somebody. We have great fans. One knucklehead tried to come into the arena, and it's unacceptable. And we have to something. It's not good. And we have to banning them and this and that. What does that mean? Is there facial recognition that you can't get a ticket on the secondary market and don't shave for a week and wear a hat and still come in? I don't know if there's criminal charges, but they gotta get something on their record, and they gotta get exposed, and they have to pay money out of their own pocket. athletes in that same situation. If Russell would have threw somebody a popcorn on somebody, trust me, there would have been a major lawsuit that the guy can't see, broke his neck because of the popcorn hit him. And all these athletes have to defend themselves and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and get their name tarnished for these fans. We love to be heckled. We love it. I mean, I love it as a coach. I love it as a player. I loved it when they heckled me for my 2 minutes. Russell, he loves to be heckled, but there's crossing the line. All of these, I mean, I didn't have a father, but my mom, she would never allow me to even think about doing that. It's a privilege to be in. It's a lot of money that everybody pays. And I know when I go to sporting events with my kids when they were young, I didn't want to hear people use foul language. I didn't want to, it's embarrassing. And we have to control that. I mean, we have to control that, but it's unfortunate that one fan here and there, they ruin it for everyone. There's great fans in Boston, in New York, in Philly, in DC, in Utah, but there's some that need to just know, you know what, stay home. Your thinking is barbaric. Stay home. We don't need you. We don't need your dollars. Just stay home. Get away from us. Let the fans that enjoy it, let them be with their families enjoying it and cheer us on, heckle us, scream at us, say we stink and, you know, you're 0 for 6, you're our best player. Keep doing that. We love that. But that, I'm glad our building and our security, that was a great tackle. I don't know if the football club needs it, but I mean, I love that. Sometimes I wish we can, you know, set screens like that, but that's to me, that was first class in our building. I give these guys a lot of credit because they protect the fans and they protect our players. But I love that. I love that part of it, but we got it. These fans, I mean, think about it. It's just been happening and they have no fear. They have no fear, but they got to start losing some of their money to defend themselves in the courthouse. And whatever, I don't know the law, but I just know you shouldn't be able to do that and get away with it and just be kicked out, because we all know you can dress different and look different and get into an arena.
Yeah.
That was a long answer, but I'm tired of it. We all deserve better. And Kyrie's right. You know, these players play so hard and it's such an emotion, and you love it when your players are so competitive and they're on an edge. If your players are on an edge, you have no chance to win. But when you're on an edge and somebody crosses the line, what do you think that's going to happen? I mean, I give all of our players, all of them. There's been only 5,000 NBA players in the history of the game, and most of them can control themselves. And sometimes I don't know how. They never heckled me, really. I mean, they just said, you know, a few minutes here and there because that's all I played. But these star players, they get it. Russell, I've been with them for 8 years, and what he has to listen to night in and night out, unacceptable. Their parents, they need to. I mean, my mom, I know my mom. I mean, I would have had the nearest branch ripped off and it would have been on my behind if I did something that's stupid.